What's up, everybody? This is None Defense, currently on the Grublet account, always on the Team Grublet YouTube. We've just recently expanded. People are joining. People with multiple accounts are joining. People with single accounts are joining. The YouTube comments are getting some comments. People asking if they can join. Lots happening. I expect things to be filling up quickly, and we'll figure out what to do. For the gentleman who just asked, I'm not going to say your name, but who said he was new, who commented very recently, said you were new to Boom Beach, you wanted to know if you could join the team. I responded some version of go for it, glad to have you, whatever it is that I said. I'll go easy on you, but you also have to understand this team's going to be humming along at a pretty tight rate pretty soon, and I want everybody to have a good time. I want everybody to fit in, but the team's got to go, and the team's got to go fast. So we'll see what happens. But the worst thing that could ever happen is you join the team and it doesn't work out, and we politely send you along and let you try with a different team. It's all good. It happens all the time in Boom Beach. Trust me. You can't even imagine how many teams I've been kicked out of. Like, some people don't like the Grublet. Some people don't want, me doing what it is that I do on their team. It's all good. What life goes on. All right, so we've said all that. We've gotten the disclaimers out of the way. Oh, and of course the contract. Search Grublet on YouTube. If you attack poorly, you will be made fun of on YouTube. To new members, I don't know you that well. I'm not going to sit there and rag on you. You're about to see. I'm not going to rag on you. But if you do something dumb, I will call it out. If I do something dumb, I will call it out, and you're allowed to call me out for my dumb. Like, this is not complicated. It's a video game. It's silly. Trash talk is fun. It's all good. All right, here we go. Sad news. Play the funeral music. We're taking our first loss today. Oh no. Oh no. Terrible. Just terrible. So this morning, started Tinderbox. And while I was working on doing my crab video, which I posted from your perspective yesterday, from my current filming perspective earlier today, while I was working on that, we were pretty much just peeing in the wind and on this op, and things just kind of went wrong, and we're going to go through them line by line. All right? Some things were good, but the things that went wrong, and again, the proof is in the pudding. All 10 attacks against Tinderbox, and we lost. Oopsie daisy. Let's figure out what went wrong so we can do it right next time. So the first attack we're going to look at today was from D Sal. D's nuts. D Sal, I call him D for short. Lower level, running all Zookas. How do I say this? I'm not requiring anybody to run all Zookas. I'm not requiring that. But as a skill set, if you want to, if impressing me matters to you even a little, then I sure would love to see you know the fundamentals of Zookas, because they can, that knowledge set, that skill set can be applied to a wide variety of base options. Like, if you can run Zooka, then even on attacks where you're not doing Zookas, you'll know how to help set other people up to play for a Zooka attack. You'll know what things to clear, what things to target, what things to prioritize. There's definitely value of being a Zooka, and even if you don't do it on every single attack, there's still tons and tons of value to running a Zooka. So don't be afraid to learn it, but as we go through the op, if you don't know it, please don't try to run it on my operation. I intend to win this thing. When I hit start operation, my mindset was already, well, I'd really like to win. If you choose my operations to practice your Zookas and we lose as a result of it, that kind of irritates me. Like, we can do other way. We can get you caught up. This is not a problem. So when you see people using Zukas, it's not because I'm making them, it's because they're badasses and they know how to do it. So let's figure it out. Don't just jump in. And I'm leaning on that point for a reason. We are going to get there. All right. Smoky Crab 6. Now this man knows Zukas. At any level, he's dangerous. You can put him anywhere, any task force, any account, and he will be an asset because he understands group think, group attacks. He understands knowing which the paths are going to go, where the natural flow of the base is. So he's setting himself up here with a Zuka run. But as brilliant as a player as he is, and he is, everybody's going to have a slightly bad attack. On this next attack, he didn't win. We're going to look at it. We're going to look at it. But he didn't win, and he's the skill of caliber player that I know he feels like he should have won. But he's not going to throw he's not going to jump off a bridge because he didn't. Whatever. Some attacks go weird, especially when you're playing with girls. But let's go ahead and appreciate. I mean, he did everything right in the grand. Well, not everything, but he did the things. He got in position. He cleared the mines on the previous attack. It's just he messed up, lost a few girls there. That messed up his damage output. And once you lose your damage output on the Zukas, that's it. So. It's a skill set, but easy to go wrong. So because he didn't take the win there, and we love him and we forgive him, and though I've only served with him in a short amount of time, I have enough respect for his skill that even when he makes an oopsie daisy, he gets a pass. Like I'll poke fun, sure I will. He can take it. He's like 22 years old, I believe he said. Like, yeah, he can handle a little trash talk. It'll be all right. But he did everything right. Like, it just didn't work out. So as I'm going through here on Grublet, this is just a math attack. I'm just doing some damage by gathering up a bunch of the stuff and then throwing a buttload of barrage at the core. So easy peasy. Nothing to brag about there. I'm not going to play any of my cheering sound effects or whatever. Alright, this is the attack that started setting us up on the path of failure. The player's name is Ho Lee Chit. I call him Chit. Not only did he join the team the other day, he demonstrated, and I don't know if I've had a chance to show his skill set, but he demonstrated that he is a fine hookah user. Let's go ahead and look at one of his attack from the op that we won. And I don't care about the op that we won because we lost this one. But he came through here. He did some hacks. Like he understands what's going on. Did good damage with the hack. Then he's going to drop his hookahs, which is the heavy Zuka combo. Good use of shocking, good use of movement, good flaring. Great job on yesterday's op, Chit. And he even said in the chat that this is what he does. And I said, well, great. And he asked if that was good. And I said, that's great. Just be consistent. Like, just do that. If this is what you're bragging about and this is what you do that. Be that. So what does he do today? Well, he broke my heart and decided to run Zukas. I'm like, okay, well, pal, you've read the contract. You know what's at stake. Let's see how well you do. I mean, if he had just come out on day one and said like, oh yeah, I intend to learn Zukas. All right, cool. Then I'm ready for it. We could have figured it out. In my mind, I thought he was going to run a hookah here, because a hookah would have been great here. All this gunboat that he's using, barraging these rockets and artillery in these rockets, he could have just run his hookah, kept those things shocked, and it'd have been a win. Like, easy. By the time they finally broke off, when he ran out of shock, it had already had so much damage done to it that it was just only a few more ticks away. But, so I understand the concept of, removing those 4 rockets and then throwing critters back here. But, you even did that wrong, pal. Man, and again, I hate to rag anybody. I don't know what to do. Just be consistent. That's the lesson here. Be consistent. You don't have, every attack is not going to be an amazing attack. Every attack, there's going to be some stinkers. But you've spent so much juice over here, I don't even know how many shocks you got left. But, you're late on the smoke. And at this point, I know what's happening. You're panicking. Like in real life, in your mind, you didn't drop a flare here in the middle of the smoke. You just kind of counted on them to go everywhere. Like, everything was wrong about this from the start. Just from the start. But here's the thing. All that being said, for all the things that went wrong here, and there was so many things that went wrong here, I wouldn't have kicked you. I wouldn't have yelled at you. I wouldn't have, I'd have done this video and said, hey guy, you cost yourself a victory by not just doing what you normally do, and I want you to do what you're comfortable with. The players that want to learn and try new things, cool. We will give you avenues for you to practice, but not on my operation, man, and not at the cost of a win. We've got to be able to beat these things. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. Be consistent. But, so like I said, I wasn't going to kick him. I wasn't going to yell at him. But then the dude left. I sent him an invite back, he's still forgiven. I don't want him to feel like, oh, that's it. I had a failure and now the team hates me. No, it's nothing like that. Please, if you're going to attack with Zookas, be good at Zookas. And if you're not good at Zookas, we will create opportunities for you to get good at Zookas. Just let us know that that's what you want to do. That was frustrating. So, now we're playing, because Commodore didn't get beat in 2 attacks, it took 3. And then that attack on Chit wasn't a win. That was a circuit board. So, now we have 2 attacks on circuit board when the second attack should have been a win. So you see how you start losing the math game, and now everything, the pressure gets really on. So, Don does his 2 attacks. He uses a Warrior Zuka combo. Let's see how that goes. Speed things up. Okay, not the best run, but he ultimately got in position. Intends to kill that shock launcher, which it does. Now he is setting himself up for some Zuka action. Just counting on the fact that Bullet's out there, kind of taking the brunt of it, and he's getting himself, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but he had a plan. He knew what he was doing. You can count on Don. And ultimately, he was setting up for a second attack, which was a win. So let's see that. I mean, really on that first attack, not to give Don a hard time or too easy of a time, aside from, little technical issues, when you're doing setup attacks, it's not about running perfect runs. It's about effectively setting up the next attack. That's the job. So sometimes when you look at a setup attack, sometimes there are little weirdities. It's yeah, that was kind of weird. But when you think about it as a collective, it actually makes a lot of sense. He did just enough damage, or created just enough openings, so on this next run he was going to be able to handle business with a lot less stress. So good job, Don. I salute you, sir. Okay, so we just looked at Don's attack. So, as I mentioned, now we're in the position of we have 3 bases left. They all have to be wins. None finished the win on Quantum, but what I hoped would happen, what I was hoping would happen, is that Commander would get the win on Quantum. None would come over here and get the win on Distortion. And then Angie would get the win on Circuit Board. So, as you can see, Angie got the win on Circuit Board. So that would have had that happened. But once I saw Commander didn't get the win on Quantum, then now we have a problem. And it's just a shame. We're going to watch it. There was really nothing even wrong with the attack itself specifically. It just, mathematically, I feel like he could have beat Circuit Board, is really what it comes down to. I feel like I didn't have to send Angie to Circuit Board. I feel like Angie could have beat this. And, okay, here's the deal. I updated the notes, Commander. I updated the notes well before your attack here. And if you'd have just went to Circuit Board, if you'd have just read the notes, technically this would have been a victory because Angie would have came in and cleaned house here for sure. 100% for sure. No, unboosted. No way Angie doesn't walk out of here with a victory. So, yeah, it was a bad, either you didn't read the note or you read the note, because you were on this base earlier. You aren't wrong. I did put you noted you onto that base earlier, but then I updated the notes, and it would have sent you to Circuit Board where the side was wide open. Even with that tank Scorcher set up, that'd have been more than enough for you to get the job done. Whatever. Bad choices. Read the notes. So, it was easy peasy for None using a Scorcher Deer just to come over here and just take the win. I had to choose between beating an untouched Distortion or maximizing the force points and just taking the win here on Quantum, and I chose to maximize the force points. It was the correct decision. I just hate that we were in a position where we had to make that decision. I hate to blame it on any one particular player, but it's Holy Chit's fault. And he left. It wouldn't have been his fault completely, but he left, because I wouldn't have kicked him. Let me make that clear. But this is how easy Circuit Board was at this point. And this is why Commander should have just came over here and attacked, because it'd have been done. It'd have been a win, and I'd have been able to utilize... let me just say it, Commander. Not only are my 2 other accounts stronger than you, I am better than you. Okay? Is that fair? I'm not being mean, just... I'm really good. I'm not the greatest. I can point you, I can introduce you personally to so many players who are better than me that I have played with. And even so, they still respect me. They respect the game that I have, even if I am beneath them. So, yeah, I'm pretty dang good. But there you go. We played an op. 100% participation, and that I love to see. Love to see that. The next op will be better. My homie Daryl from back in the day, he plays, where's his attack? Big Sal. He's here. He's with us, and he's got backup. He's got little Sals and D Sals, and so we're gonna keep getting stronger. Other players are gonna join. The YouTube is gonna bring some people in. There's people who are just gonna join simply based on the task force finder menu. It's gonna happen. Will we push for anything amazing or impressive? I don't know. But I do know one thing. When we work together, and we try to improve, and when we support each other as teammates, we will get much better, much faster than the teams that don't. Fair? Fair. All right, friends, I want to thank all of you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to spend it with me. I will be going out to my brother's tomorrow. Tomorrow for me, today for you at home watching this. And I'll be doing another Projects Infinity. Going to try to rattle some more of those episodes off, but at the same time, I don't want to deprive what makes this engine of the YouTube channel run, and that is Boom Beach content. So for me to be true to the YouTube gods, I'm a Boom Beacher. That's what I got to post as well. So never let me get too distracted from one project to where one suffers in quality or quantity. All right, I'm wrapping it up. Thank you again. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day.